We begin this hour with our series Pushing the Limits and a never-before-seen look at training for one of America's most elite law enforcement units. I'm talking about the U.S. Secret Service, who are responsible for protecting the government's leaders, including the President of the United States. This summer, it put me to the test, crawling through the mud and carrying some big guns. Now, this isn't the first time I picked one up. I do have a little bit of firearms training, but I wasn't ready for the physical and mental challenge of preparing for a job that has zero margin for error.
You're going to be put through some paces today to show you what an agent goes through to become part of the counter-assault team.
After 11 seasons in the National Football League, I thought I had a pretty good understanding of what it meant to be tested.
12 terrorists held 3 buildings and 134 hostages.
But on this morning in Laurel, Maryland, I was about to find out what it really takes to make one of the most exclusive teams in national security.
The United States Secret Service.
Created in 1865 by the Treasury Department to police currency counterfeiting, the Secret Service expanded its role after President William McKinley was assassinated in 1901. Today, they are an agency of more than 7,000, responsible for the protection of the American president, vice president, visiting world leaders, and our financial system.
There's many days when I wish I was still back in the field,
Really?
because that was a lot more fun than sitting behind a desk.
Secret Service Director Kim Cheadle knows the stresses of the job as well as any director in its history. She was on the protective detail of then Vice President Dick Cheney on 9/11. And on a team that protected then Vice President Joe Biden during the Obama administration.
What isn't talked about are the days when everything goes according to plan.
Our successes, 99.9% of the time, are never talked about, and we are just the silent success in the background of history. And our job is just to keep our head down, don't listen to the noise, and do our jobs.
Does it fit all right?
In the NFL, coaches always preach the mantra of do your job. Today's job? To try and understand the tryout process for special agents of the Secret Service, who believe they are fit enough and smart enough to join the division's Special Counter-Assault Team, otherwise known around here as the CAT Team.
Let's head down to the 15-yard line.
Instructor Jay Randall has been with the Secret Service for nearly 30 years.
You'll come up, see the red dot through your scope.
And if you want to make the CAT Team, you'll likely need to go through him.
Am I resting?
Yes.
Right
What
here?
you have right now is not bad at all.
Okay.
We had the rare opportunity to work with live firearms.
See that? Smooth and easy.
And it was an eye-opening reminder of the power of these weapons.
Good.
And gun safety was constantly being stressed.
And magazine empty, right?
On safe, yep.
Exactly. Begin. 1. Ah! I got you. Ah! 2. 1 more. Ah!
We picked the hottest and stickiest day of the summer in Maryland,
Okay, arm outside.
where real field temps climbed to nearly 107 degrees. And as you can tell by my heavy breathing,
On the house. That's it. That's it. That's it. Good.
I was feeling that heat.
So why do we do this?
Create that fatigue.
Yes.
Mental fatigue, physical fatigue.
We can only go so far with situational fatigue, because I really can't hurt people, but I can put them under duress physically. That's what we do. It's not an issue of can you do it. A lot of these guys, you can do it. Dry, flat range, everything perfect. Cool conditions, so on and so forth. Can you do it on fire? Can you do it in the moment? Can you do it when you had it behind handed to you?
After a quick reset and some much-needed hydration,
You gotta work!
the second part of the fitness test resumed.
Out of the water! With me! With me!
It was one of the most demanding physical stresses I've ever faced. Pulling 100-pound sleds.
All right, let's go, man. Let's go.
Tire flips. The Secret Service needs to make sure all special agents who are responsible for protecting the President of the United States can execute while under extreme exhaustion.
Oh, shoot, no, stop. Oh, I feel you. I feel you.
Carrying 45-pound kettlebells up 6 stories nearly broke me down, along with my photographer, Kenton Young, who was running alongside me the entire time.
Jefferson, baby. There. And that. Well done. Well done.
Then it was more sled pulling.
What time is it? It's game time. That's right.
Let's
Let's
go.
go. Let's go.
By the time I lifted this 100-pound sandbag over my head and onto my back, the exhaustion and the heat had me cooked.
There you go. Let's go!
You can't tell from this angle, but I was grabbing clumps of grass with all my might. It all culminated with the real-time simulation of the presidential motorcade under attack, where I used my training
Tango down!
to help neutralize the targets. Special Agent Jamar Newsom is a former NFL wide receiver who now works for the Secret Service.
Reps are so important. It's just like in football.
Right.
It's all about reps.
Yep.
No matter how exhausting.
And that's the only way you get good at it. If you don't practice it, you're never gonna be good at it.
Are you holding up okay?
I'm holding up all right.
Chose the hottest day of the year to come out
It's
and
all right.
train with us.
I think I earned the respect of the men and women of the Secret Service this day.
Good movement through the woods.
And they showed me they can execute with no margin for error.
You know, we've been talking. A quiet day on the job is a good day
Absolutely.
because that means the objective has been completed.
Yep. We say that we like to be quietly in the background and successful, and nobody hears about us, and then that means it's a good day.
So
Wow,
keep in
Nate, you
mind
did that.
that was just
did
one
that.
day. And they did break me down. But more than that, they reminded me just how good these men and women are at their job.
Yeah.
And I want to continue to reiterate that a quiet day is a fantastic day.
Yeah.
Objective complete. Everybody goes home to their families, including the ones that they are protecting.
Did you ever feel like quitting at any point? That looked very, very, very. We were laughing and kidding with you in the studio about you know, maybe looking so tired, but that is very difficult. Did you ever think about quitting?
Yeah, multiple
You
times.
did? You
A
did?
handful of times. I broke down to a knee, and I had to pick myself back up. And shout out to them. They cheered me on as if we were a real team. And shout
Why
out to
did
the
you not
CBS
quit?
family.
Why did you not quit?
Because I didn't want to quit on camera.
Oh, okay.
Because our CBS family was there, and they were
Yeah.
working just as hard as me, so shout out to them. At one point, one of our producers walked up to me, and Joey said, hey, we got enough footage. You can shut it down now.
Did you?
And
Did you
all
shut
of
it
the
down?
men and women were sitting there looking at me, waiting, looking to see if I was going to quit.
And
I couldn't.
Oh, you couldn't.
I didn't.
And you
And I
couldn't.
wouldn't. But they kept emphasizing family. If I quit in that moment, I kept thinking about, what about the objective? Now, I know I was projecting as if I was really in the Secret Service, but that's what they wanted me to feel.
I think you did a great job.
Brother, I
Yes,
appreciate
you did.
that.
Good time to
did.
remind people you can
really
vote
did.
for Nate Burleson, Sexiest Man Alive, People Magazine.
I think that too. I was just about to say that,
Yes,
Tony.
that is out there and available.
But they were really hollering at you too.
They were.
Just psychologically, doesn't that kind of mess with your head? Even though you know it's simulated.
No doubt.
They're really hollering at you.
And let me be clear, that was just a sample size. If they wanted to break me all the way down, they could have. So thank you to the Secret Service, not just for that day, but what you do every day.